Hello, welcome to this FSXEurope tutorial video. Today we are continuing our flight from Madeira for a left-hand circuit pattern. I'm going to be going through the air traffic control procedures and the formats you need to know when flying in an FSXEurope server. So, the first thing we need to do is we need to contact the departure frequency, which I've already registered into the frequency of the aircraft. We're going to contact departure, we're going to give them a call sign, and then we're going to say the altitude we are at and the altitude that we're climbing to. So what I would say is Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha is at 2,500 for 6,000, and I would say give me a read back and say Roger, altimeter recognise, but we'll go into that in a moment. So what we need to do is we need to get hold of the departure, so I'll call departure now and you can listen to the interaction that I have with the air traffic control.
Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha is 2,500 for 6,000.
Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha, Roger, radar contact, left traffic is approved, report base leg.
Okay, so I've finished that conversation with air traffic control now, but what they said is they said radar contact. Now that means that they can see me on the board, their screen, and then they can track my flight. But then they also said contact me when I'm base leg. So what that means is that I'll do a downwind turn, so I'll be facing almost, parallel to the runway, and then I'll turn again to go to the left, which will bring me in line with the runway, and that will be the base leg. So once I'm on that turn to the left, then I'll report to him that I'm on the base leg to the airfield. I'll show you this on a diagram now, so you can see you're coming across down on the downwind, which is the parallel to the runway, and then we go on the left base round to line up with the airfield. So at the moment I'm going to be turning onto the downwind, so I'll start my turn in a moment to the downwind, and then as I get onto base leg, I'll have to report to the air traffic controller that I'm on base leg, and he'll give me further instruction. But for the meantime you can just maintain VFR and resume on own navigation. Okay, so I'm currently approaching the base leg. I'm actually on the base leg at the moment, but I haven't contacted air traffic control because it's quite a long base leg. Let me show you on the flight plan where I'm at the moment. So you can see the aeroplane on the map at the moment, and you can see that I'm kind of coming over the island, and then I'm going to be doing a left-hand turn towards the airfield. So I've flown downwind, which is here, and I'm turning onto the base leg at the moment. But as you can see, because I've got to go over the terrain, it's quite a long approach. So I'll need to contact air traffic control very soon and let them know that I'm on base leg. So what I'll do is I'll call them now, and the format will be Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha on base leg. So it's your call sign and then just stating what you're doing. So what I'll do is I'll call them now, and then you can listen to what he says, and I'll explain all the information he gives you after he's given it us. Okay, well, so I'll contact them now. Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha is on base leg.
Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha, Roger, report runway in sight. Contact tower on 118.50.
Okay, so I've reported that we're on base leg to the air traffic controller, and he said, Roger, Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha, report runway in sight. And what that means is it means that he wants me to call him back when I have the runway in sight so we can issue the landing clearance. He also said that I need to contact the tower frequency, so it's another frequency change back to tower, which is who we started off with when we started off with ground. It's who we contacted when we went for the takeoff clearance. So when we get the runway in sight, we'll contact the tower, so we'll switch frequencies and we'll say runway in sight. But I'll skip to that bit in the video, and then we'll contact tower when we get to that point. Okay, so now we're starting the final turn that will get us in line with the runway. So in a minute I'm going to be turning left, and hopefully we should get the runway in sight. And at that point, the format that we'll use to contact the tower is Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha Tower, runway in sight.
Radio altimeter.
Then normally what will happen is the tower controller will issue the clearance for the landing, and then we'll continue with the approach. So I've got the runway in sight at the moment. Obviously it's going to be a hard approach as there's so much terrain to come over to land, but I do have the runway in sight, so I'll contact the tower frequency. So what I'll do now is I'll go and call the air traffic controllers at the tower, and I'll let you listen to that.
Madeira Tower, good evening. Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha has the runway in sight.
Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha Roger, cleared to land, runway 5, wind 050 at 20 knots, gusting to 25.
Roger that, Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha, cleared to land, runway 05. Okay, so we've had the landing clearance issued, so we've been cleared to land, we've been told the wind of the airfield, so we can take that into consideration on our approach. So obviously we've got quite a lot of wind for this arrival, and due to the hills and things like that, there's going to be some crosswinds, which makes it a hard approach. But once we've done that, once we're on the ground, we'll exit the runway as soon as we can, and then we'll contact ground for clearance to go to the gate. So so now I'll let you sit back and enjoy the landing.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
500. 300. Approaching decision height. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, welcome back to Madeira Airport. That was a bit of a rough landing, but it's a hard approach. Everyone got back safe and sound though. So what we need to do once we're back on the ground is we need to request permission to taxi to the gate off the ground controller. So we'll use the same format as we did when we departed. We'll say Golf Lima Mike Papa Alpha, requesting permission to taxi to the gate. So once they've given us the permission to taxi to the gate, we'll taxi to the gate that we want to. So in my case, we're going back to what I think is A13. It might not be A13. I think I'm planning to go there, but I'll show you on the chart the taxiways we're going to use. We're going to go on Alpha again, and then we're going to turn on to the representative gate that we need to go to. So in our case, it's going to be A13, I think. But as I said before, it's really good to use the charts at these larger airports because it lets you move around a lot quicker than what it would be to go to the to go online and have to look. You know, it's best to have them before you start the taxi. It really does make everything more efficient. But in terms of this video, really, that's the end of the video at the moment. There's not much more to be said. We've shown you how to contact departure after you've took off, then how to get the clearance to land. We've shown you how to talk to them about base leg and explained what base leg is, and shown you a flight plan of Madeira. So if you want to come here and fly and do this route and follow the tutorial, that would be probably really good, and then it gets you into the idea of how to use the charts and how to understand them better. And what we'll do in time is I'll add the charts download link into the description. But for now, that is the end of the video. I really do hope you have enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you next time. Please do subscribe and like us on our page. It would be really good, and there are more tutorials to come soon. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good night. Bye bye.